Let's now come back to Gauteng. Gauteng is hoping to secure over 300 billion rand in investment pledges from more than 50 companies at its inaugural investment conference today. The provincial government is targeting a 3% economic growth as it seeks to create more jobs. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala now joins us from the conference. Nqobile, a very good morning to you. Speak to us about the importance of this investment conference.
Well, Aldrin, what we understand about this Gauteng conference is that the Gauteng becomes a very important province in the country. We understand that they are saying if there's an increase in terms of the economical growth of the province, that will have a direct impact in terms of the goals of the country. And you will know that at the moment they're saying that they want to see a 3% increase. So this all then comes in as drivers that will increase that economical growth. I want to bring in now my guests to speak to us about that. Saki, we know that obviously the target is a 3% increase at 300 billion every year, but what will specifically happen today that will sort of give that you're looking for?
No, thank you and good morning. So firstly, for growth to happen, money must be spent in the economy. Part of that spending must be investments. They currently sit on average at about 15% as a percentage of GDP, and they need to be at 25%. So we've targeted that this year we'll get 300 billion of investments into the economy. But it's not just about pledges and what we'll announce today. It's about following up. Are those investments happening? What's causing delays, if there are delays, if people want approvals, or sometimes investment from government, which is either Transnet, Eskom, municipalities in terms of bulk, roads, rail, and many other things that keep the economy going. And as you say, I mean, we account for more than a third of the country's GDP. So if we're not growing, it means a third of the economy is not growing.
And obviously this is important because we understand that in the past you've focused on special economic zones as main drivers as well. How do they come in now?
So there's still a big driver. A lot of the projects which are happening here, for example, in Heidelberg, there's a 2 billion investment, which is a chemicals plant. It's in one of the special economic zones. But really what that has been is that we've put in bulk. The project would not be viable without bulk infrastructure, water, sanitation, electricity, because some of these areas don't have what's required to do commercial activity.
And whilst we talk about that, we know that already there are people that are starting doing pledges. How's that going?
That's going great. We have more than 50 companies that are here and they've put in pledges, and the MEC will announce today what that has amounted to. But we're very happy that we're fairly comfortable that there is real activity, and now the private sector feels government is coming in as a partner to make sure that some of the uncertainties they have are resolved.
It's funny, obviously, because this comes as also the president had come to the city of Johannesburg, looking at how the city has sort of rotten over time and how the investment has sort of walked out of the city because of the issues. How are you going to fix this for this economical growth that you are speaking to?
So we have the mayor in the conference because we're bringing the municipalities. So metros are here, district municipalities, and the local municipalities because we need them as a partner. But we brought in national because us as a province, we can no longer afford to say this is city's responsibility or this is national or somebody else. When the economy is not growing or there are challenges, we've got to do something. So the province has put in money on some of the things important for investors, whether it's crime, whether it's bulk, and resolving of approvals. So we're working very closely with the cities because the challenges of political stability have meant investments are uncertain, and the province is stepping in where it can.
And lastly, we know that under the Minister of Public Works, it did announce that we have an issue in this province specifically where there's now been an increased cases of construction mafias. If you speak about construction and sort of the country or the province at work to try and create more stability and that growth, how are you going to deal with these criminal activities?
Well, the MEC for Economic Development and Finance mentioned recently that the budget for community safety of the province increased from 600 million to 2.3 billion. That's because we identified crime as one of the big areas. On the so-called construction mafias and the people who are demanding 30%, the community safety has put a special team to focus on it. So there's a lot of focus on that because we can't have projects not happening because of criminal activity.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Sakiza Mqaka. He is the acting CEO of what you see taking place here, Aldrin. Very important. A lot of work on the ground to make sure that there is that 3% growth. But what we know is that the aim, of course, is to get that 800 billion overall in 3 years growth for this province specifically, to ensure there's a growth for this country.